What is happening, good people of the world? Welcome to the Mad Poet Monday Metal Madness for Majestic Maniacs. Thank you for being here. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. I just felt like streaming today, so we're streaming today. Kind of tired today. I went out on a 6-mile run, which is fairly standard for me. I generally do about 5-6 miles a day, but this one kind of wiped me out. It was a good run. It was gorgeous out there. Oh, desert views out on my run is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. But sometimes kind of punches you in the face, and this is one of those days. I see Obscure Mysticism Cults is with us, one of my most regular viewers. Thank you much for being here. Anyone else out there tuning in? I think I might have some people watching from Nemo and possibly some of our other sites. So thank you for being here. Always appreciated. I generally do my regular shows on Fridays at 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time zone. Today, we got Tiff is Going to Cry 79 is now following us on Twitch. Thank you very much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. And Tiff says, how are you? I'm doing well. Like I said, a little tired from my run, but I'm doing well. I believe that, Tiff, this may be your first time that you've been in chat. If you're not familiar with my show, thank you very much for being here. As I said, I normally play on Fridays at 8 p.m., but this is just a Monday 6 p.m. kind of stream for kicks because I love playing guitar and I'm set up for it. It's fun. Right now, we're playing my 62nd album. It is called Spider. That first song was called Dead Eyes Watching You. And as any of my regular viewers will know, on every album that I've done, I dedicate a song to someone. This next song is called Frantic Whispers. It is one of the songs I have dedicated to my grandparents. This one is going out to my grandpa Art. I'm kind of old myself. So my grandparents have long since passed, and none of them have ever heard the songs that I wrote for them. But this one in particular, my grandpa would not get. And Tiff says that I'm very handsome. Thank you. You're a bold Latina. Well, you know what? I'm in fact married to a bold Latina, so that is okay with me. And thank you for the compliment. I do try to keep myself in shape. I've done a lot of running and exercising over the years, so thank you very much. I do appreciate that. But yeah, my grandparents would not remotely understand my music. And this song, most of all, my grandpa Art would be like, he would appreciate it, but he'd be like, what the is that? You know? But this song is a very upbeat piece in F minor. So let's see what we can do with this. This is called Frantic Whispers. Looks like Therese has arrived from YouTube. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you as per always. Ah, yes, Mad Poet Shows. We got a new follower tonight. Tiff, thanks for being here. That is awesome. I love it when new people come in. Hopefully they enjoy what we do here. It's a pretty fun community. I've always tried to make sure my community is where people feel comfortable. So all are welcome. All except jerks. We don't get many jerks here though. We haven't had to ban many people. I think mostly anytime we ever banned people was just robots. So it's a place where people can feel reasonably comfortable. All are welcome. And yeah, looks like I might have a couple people coming in from Nemo. That's awesome. I don't see on my YouTube and Twitch are my kind of main ones, and we see a few people coming from Facebook. But it's really nice when I see people coming in on Vaughn or Nemo or Nono Live or Trovo or any of those things. That's always very cool. So wherever you're coming in from, welcome to the Mad Poet Show. Thank you for being here. As I said earlier, we're playing my 62nd album tonight just for kicks, just because it's a Monday, and why not have some Monday metal madness for Majestic Maniacs? It's what we do. We're going to slow it down. You know, I always say we're going to slow it down on this song, but this song really isn't much of a slow song. It just kind of has a slower little intro piece that's a little lighter, but it's really not a slower piece. It feels like we're going to slow down to me because that last song was quite fast. I think that's where my brain goes wrong with this one. But this song is called Wild Rose. And so we are moving right on along. It's still, still kind of weird for me. I've got this set up now. I've had it for about a month to where everything stops automatically. And I've got it set up really well because, as a lot of my regular viewers will know, I've got my sheet music being scrolled in front of me on a fairly large monitor. I've got chat over here. I've got other extra chats over here. I've got my broadcast software over here. But I've got it set up so that the playing stops and the sheet music that just shifts to the page for the next song. It's set up very well, but it's still really weird not reaching to stop it manually. It works so awesome, but it's like, ooh, not quite ready for that yet. Haven't gotten used to it, but I really like it. Oh, yeah, that run, that took the mickey out of me today. That one was kind of brutal. I mean, it was beautiful out there, man. Oh, running out through the desert like that, it's just stunning to look at. And I've been, as my regulars know, I've been working on my 65th album. I've been working on it for a year and a half, which is a very long time for me to work on an album. Some of my albums have been done in as little as 5 days. And this one, I'm just learning all kinds of stuff about production. It sounds really good, but I'm getting to this point where I've got the clarity in the mix now, in the production, to where I'm hearing other things. Like there was something I was running yesterday, and there was a particular song. It's called "The Devil Believes in You," and it doesn't have any synths. And in that, I heard that there was something wrong with what I had done with the reverb, and I realized that the way I had EQ'd the reverb was wrong. And so I corrected that last night, went out and listened to it again today on my run. And I'll tell you, that song, there's a song on that album called Fistful of Light. And that song, if anyone ever wants to know why I run, I can just point them to that song. Because that's it. That's the one that does it. It's just awesome. Even though, my music is instrumental, but that song expresses how it feels when I run. And it's amazing. So, yeah, really pleased with the way it's coming out. I still don't know when that album is going to come out because I'm at this point now where it's like I've listened to it so much that my brain is starting to mess with me about it. So, it's not done yet, but it'll get there. But we still got this album, Spider. Very fun album to play. I hope you guys are having a good time listening to it wherever you're tuning in from. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks to my new followers. Thanks to anyone who's viewing. And of course, thanks to my regulars, Obscure Mysticism Cults. Therese, always great to have you here. Anyone else, regular or not, if you're here, you are appreciated. We're going to keep going here. This next song is called Until We Collapse. What do we got going on here now? Monday Metal Madness for Majestic Maniacs with the Mad Poets and the Mad Poet Society. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. This is what we do. I'm going to keep it a little upbeat here. This next song is called Crimson Kiss. Drink lots of water, guys. I'm definitely needing lots of water tonight. So that last song was called Crimson Kiss. And I know Therese is often doing homework when she's watching. I got a whole bunch of people watching from Nemo. Thank you very much to my Nemo crew. Welcome. Nemo tells me when people are in chat. I don't know if that means that they're actively watching or whatever, but it looks like there's some people on Nemo. So, and if you're tuning in from any other channel, thank you very much for being here. And if you're just tuning in, if you're tuning in now, if you don't know what's about to happen, Therese probably does. Because Therese tracks this stuff, because that's the kind of person that Therese is. She's pretty awesome that way. But if you're new to the Mad Poet Show, I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society, and we have reached the apex. The reason that we do Mad Poet shows, because ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. This song is called Where Have You Been? All right. So we've got through the G sharp minor portion, which is always a thrill. Now, on many of my albums, I have an album title, and subsequently I have a song of the exact same title, often known in language as a title track. So, for example, on my 55th album, The Patron Saint of Murderers, I have a song called The Patron Saint of Murderers. We're playing the album Spider. This is my 62nd album. I do not have a song called Spider on the album called Spider. I do have a song that references a spider. And this song that we're about to play has the greatest title of any song in the history of songs. In fact, it has the greatest title in the history of titles. This is the most poignant, emotive, and intellectually thought out title of anything that has ever been titled. Song's nice and upbeat. It's an A minor. It is called A Spider, an Octopus, Two Horses, and Other Things with 8 Legs. It's like one of my lights has gone rogue on me. Time to call in the light crew, which is me. Should not take too terribly long here. What do we got going on with the light? Oh, let's have to correct that. And where's the right one? There we are. Done. Let's see if I can walk back over here without tripping on anything, which is a fun reference. I was doing a show about, I don't know, it was probably about 3 months ago, and I was looking for a top hat, and I thought it was in the back of the room, and it wasn't. And I came cruising on up and forgot this was here. And the lights here are like right in my eyes. There's smoke. Can't see anything. Just trip all over that. There's a video of it on my Discord. If anyone is not a member of my Discord, feel free to sign up. It was very fun. It was very, very fun indeed. So, I'm the Mad Poet. You're not the Mad Poet. I am. You're an audience. I'm not the audience because you are. And this song is called Unchangeable Destinations. Giovanni! Tuning in from YouTube. Welcome, my friend. I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you are doing well. Giovanni says, I miss the streams. Need to watch more often. I miss having you here. It's always great to see you. Giovanni is a former student of mine. Of course, if you ever miss lessons, would love to see you there as well. So thank you all for coming in on this Metal Monday Madness for Majestic Maniacs show. Awesome. Glad to hear it, buddy. And like I said, hope you are doing well. Hope everyone out there is doing well in Mad Poet Land, which should be the new name of this planet. Yes. So we've got 2 songs left tonight for those who may not be familiar with what I'm doing, or may not be familiar with our shows, and may not be familiar with the Mad Poet. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Tonight we're playing my 62nd album. It is called Spider. We've got 2 songs left to go, so we're rolling in on the last part of the show. This next song is kind of an interesting one from a music theory perspective, which of course Giovanni will appreciate. He studied music theory under me for a while. Because this particular song is in E-flat minor. In the E-flat minor, you only have one open string available on your guitar. Now normally we would call that string number 2 or the B string because it's tuned to a B note. But there is no B note in E-flat minor. So this becomes, by default, a C-flat string. Technically the same thing, but also technically that's what we've got to call it. It's called an enharmonic equivalent, for those of you who may be wondering. But this song is called The Theory and Practice of Mayhem. I was talking earlier about how I've been working on the new album number 65, which is called Incomprehensible Isolation. And I was talking about how, there's this clarity in the mix now that I've learned so much more about audio production and how that's kind of coming along. And so now, even when I'm playing this stuff live, it's kind of loud here. It's not a great, it's not set up for listening. It's more set up for the live performance, but I'm really hearing things in here now that's like, yeah, this is the reason that I'm correcting things. I'm curious about, once the album comes out, if other people will notice as much of a difference as I do. It's kind of like that question of, is it worth it to have spent this much time learning this? Ultimately, the answer for me is an emphatic yes, because I am learning so much about it. And it's not just about getting the album to sound a certain way. It's about my understanding of how we make things sound the way they sound. So that to me is a very important part of why I'm spending so much time on this particular album. And I also mentioned earlier the song Fistful of Light, which is basically, that song, when I run, that song describes how I feel. I'd say, if you ask me, why do you like running so much? I'll be like, listen to Fistful of Light, and if it doesn't make sense to you after that, I got nothing else. There's no words in it, but that's how I feel when I run, and it's freaking awesome. But that song, when I was about to put the album out, and I was listening to it, and I was just like, there's things that I'm not hearing in here correctly, and I want people to hear I want people to have the clarity so they can really hear how these instruments fit together. That one's kind of cool. It's got, of course, your standard rock ensemble, guitars, bass, drums. And then it's got a string section, which kind of goes back and forth with a brass section in certain areas. And then it's got some synths as well. So it's got a very full palette of sounds in it. And of course, those are, I don't have an actual string section or brass section to record. So I'm using samples, and there are some very good samples out on the market today. I'm also very fortunate that I'm associated with a couple of different private recording studios, and so I have access to tools that I would not be able to afford on my own, which is, I'm very fortunate with those associations. So yeah, but like I said, I was listening to it, it didn't have, I wasn't hearing the things I wanted people to hear, so I'm like, I gotta work on it. And it's been a while, but I'll tell you, I'm definitely hearing them now. And there's also another song in there called Something in My Eye, which is actually going to be dedicated to Teresa's mom, Teresa who's watching, his mom Clarissa. That song will be dedicated to her. And that one's got a pipe organ in it. And again, samples. But there's this great pipe organ sample out there called the Leeds Town Hall pipe organ. And it's a free one. It's really good. And there's a section in there where the song kind of speeds up. And then my solo ends, and all of a sudden you just like, the pipe organ starts at the speeding up part, but then the solo goes out, and this pipe organ just kind of just like takes over, and love the way that one feels. So like, I'm really glad that I've spent the time to get the clarity and the distinction of parts. I feel like it's working really well. Hopefully other people will enjoy it. Hopefully you're enjoying the show tonight. I'm having a great time. I'm playing guitar. I had pizza earlier, so my day is good, because that's what's important in life. Guitars and pizza. Good stuff. One song left tonight. I'm the Mad Poet. This is my 62nd album. It's called Spider, that we're playing live here tonight. This last song is called Screaming in Your Sleep. And my batteries went dead. Fortunately, it wasn't in the middle of a song this time. And I was looking at that just about 10 minutes ago. I'm like, I don't know if those are going to make it to the end of the show. And they didn't. But I've got another set right here. And these will last to the end of the show, unless something goes very, very wrong. So we should be good there. All right, let's try that one more time. Screaming in Your Sleep. right, everybody, that is the show for the night. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you to my new followers. Thank you to anyone. If I missed a follow or a subscribe on any of my channels, or I missed a chat anywhere, I didn't answer your question, my apologies. That's never my intent. If you liked what you saw, heard, and smelled here tonight, check out themadpoet.net, which is the repository for all things Mad Poet. You can listen to all of my albums for free on that website, and there are links to my various other stuff, as it were. And Obscure Mysticism Cult says, cheers, thank you as always, have a good week, right back at you, have a great week. Keep screaming in your sleep, everybody. I am the Mad Poet. Thank you for being here. I will be back next Friday, 8 o'clock p.m. in the Pacific time zone. Adjust for your own time zone as necessary if you are so inclined. I look forward to seeing you there. Have a great week. Goodbye.